right. So, first and foremost, who gets tipped?
So I will say that nobody has to get tipped, unless it's in their contract, and then they have to get tipped.
Tipping is in contracts.
Yeah, for like companies like transportation and things like that.
Oh,
typically
okay.
contracts, typically that's already included. But I would say traditionally the people who get tipped are vendors who are providing a service. And then any couples who you feel like went above and beyond. It's
Vendors, you mean, not couples?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, your vendor could tip your couple, I guess.
That's
That'd
true.
be kind of weird.
That'd be kind of weird.
But they could.
Yes. So I said it again. Any vendors that you feel like went above and beyond are the vendors that you're going to want to tip.
Okay. When do you tip them?
At the end of the service, which is typically on wedding day.
Okay. So how much?
Depends. It depends. So people like beauty, transportation, that's more of like an expected gratuity because those people are traditionally tipped, if you go to a salon or something like that.
Makes sense.
And you traditionally tip them 20%. So that would be kind of the industry standard.
Yep.
And then for your other vendors, it's, can be a percentage or typically it's like a flat fee. So it depends is a very long way of
So
saying that.
to go along with that, so like typically when you go to a restaurant, you would tip 20%. So does that mean you're tipping your caterer 20%?
Typically that's included in your catering contract. Yeah. 18 to 20%.
It's already included.
Typically,
you
yes.
wouldn't need to do that on top unless you felt compelled.
But it depends. I would look at your catering contract and see if that 20% was included in that contract. If it wasn't, then yes, you're typically going to want to tip your caterer on top of that.
What if it's a house charge?
Then I would ask. I would ask if that goes to the staff.
I've seen that. That's why I ask.
Yeah. And I mean, you might still tip, your bartenders. Maybe you want to tip your bartenders on top. Or I've had couples, who don't want bartenders putting out like
Jars.
a jar. So maybe they tip them ahead of time. Maybe the catering manager, the person that you worked with, throughout the whole process, maybe you want to give them a tip, and it doesn't have to be a percentage. Maybe that's more of a flat tip in that instance. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of weird because there's a lot of different people, but yeah.
Okay.
I would say typically catering is already included, and it's typically 18 to 20%.
Do you tip your
18
venue?
to 25%.
Would you tip your venue?
I would say it depends. Venue cater, like a venue manager that you're working with, and they're helping you throughout the planning process, then yeah, same kind of thing as like a planner, like a flat fee or something like that. But it depends. Yeah. There's no set rule around that.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like this is,
if you think they went above and beyond, then it's nice to give them some sort of tip, which I think that you're going to ask me about, but some sort of tip. It doesn't have to be money, I guess is what I'm trying to say.